Hello, my steadfast Taurus friend, if you're between 50 and 70. I'm Sophia from Zodiac Wisdom, and I've got something extraordinary to share with you today. Picture this: the universe, that vast and mysterious tapestry of stars, has been quietly weaving a surprise just for you, a gift so profound it could light up your days in ways you never imagined. Yes, you, the one who's built a life of resilience, who's weathered storms with grace, and who stood firm like an ancient oak through it all. This isn't just another horoscope post, it's a personal invitation to step into a chapter that's about to change everything. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that quiet whisper in your soul? The one that wonders if there's still more out there for you? Maybe you've spent years nurturing others, building a home, or chasing dreams that now feel like distant echoes. Perhaps you've settled into a rhythm, comfortable, steady, safe, because that's what Taurians do best. But what if I told you the stars are aligning to shake things up? What if, after all your hard work, the cosmos is ready to hand you a key to unlock a door you didn't even know was there? I know what you might be thinking, Sophia. I'm too old for surprises. Life's settled now, but hear me out. Age is just the seasoning that makes the dish of life richer. And you, my dear Taurus, are at the perfect point to savor something new. This journey we're about to take together isn't about upending everything you've built, it's about adding a splash of color to the masterpiece you've already created. Whether you're sipping tea in a cozy London flat, tending a garden in the rolling hills of Tuscany, or watching the sunset over a porch in the American Midwest, this message is for you. In the pages ahead, I'll walk with you, like a friend who's got your back, through the cosmic shifts coming your way. We'll explore what makes you a Taurus in your 50s or 60s, so uniquely ready for this moment. I'll share stories, practical tips, and a little stardust to spark your imagination. Because here's the truth, the universe never forgets a Taurus who's poured their heart into life. And now it's your turn to receive. So, grab a cup of something warm, settle in, and let's uncover the life-changing surprise waiting just around the corner. Are you ready to see what the stars have in store? Let's begin. Part 1. Understanding Taurus at 50 to 70. Oh, my beautiful Taurus soul, let's take a moment to really see you. If you're between 50 and 70, you're not just a person, you're a living testament to strength, patience, and quiet power. I picture you as a mighty oak tree standing tall in a forest of fleeting seasons. Your roots run deep, anchored by years of hard work, love, and unwavering loyalty. Your branches have stretched through decades of joy and struggle. And now, here you are, weathered, wise, and more magnificent than ever. This is the Taurus I know, someone who builds, who endures, who turns dreams into solid ground beneath their feet. Let's talk about where you are right now. By 50, 60, or even 70, you've likely carved out a life that feels like home, whether it's a literal house filled with memories or a sense of stability you've fought to create. Maybe you've raised a family in a bustling city like New York or Paris. Or you've spent years perfecting a craft in a quiet village somewhere in the Cotswolds or the Rockies. You're the one people turn to when they need a rock, a listener, a doer. And that's no small thing, it's a legacy of love and grit that only a Taurus could craft. But let's be real for a second, I know it hasn't always been easy. This stage of life can feel like a crossroads. Maybe you're looking around, wondering if the best days are behind you. Perhaps the kids have moved out, the career has slowed, or your body doesn't quite bounce back like it used to. I've heard from so many of you in our Zodiac Wisdom community. Some say, Sophia, I'm tired, I've done my part, isn't it time to just rest? Others confess a flicker of fear. What if change comes knocking and I'm not ready? I feel you, deeply. Life at this age can sometimes feel like a garden after harvest, beautiful, but quieter, maybe even a little empty. Here's where I want to gently shake you awake, though, because that garden? It's not done blooming. You, my Taurus friend, are entering a season of golden possibility. And it's unlike anything you've experienced before. The years you've lived aren't just a tally of time, they're a treasure chest of wisdom, resilience, and know-how that the universe is about to put to dazzling use. Think about it, at 50, 60, or 70, you've got something no 20-year-old could dream of, the ability to know what matters, To cut through the noise and build something real. That's your superpower, and it's about to shine brighter than ever. So, let's get personal. Pause for a second and ask yourself, what's stirring in your heart right now? Do you ever catch yourself daydreaming about a passion you set aside years ago, maybe painting, gardening, or traveling to that one place you've always wanted to see? Or do you feel a quiet itch? A sense that there's still a chapter unwritten? I bet there's a spark in there, even if it's buried under layers of routine. And if you're shaking your head, thinking, Sophia, I'm fine where I am, that's okay too, but hear me out. The stars don't force change, they offer it like a warm hand reaching out, waiting for you to grab hold. For Taurians in Europe and the Americas, this moment feels especially potent. You've lived through shifts, economic ups and downs, cultural tides, personal triumphs, and losses. Whether you're sipping espresso in Rome or grilling in a backyard in Texas, you've built a life that reflects your earthy, grounded nature. But here's the magic. The universe sees all of that, and it's whispering, you've laid the foundation, now let's build something new on it. This isn't about starting over, it's about stepping up. About taking everything you are and letting it bloom into something unexpected. Before we dive into the cosmic surprises ahead, let me ask you one more thing. When was the last time you let yourself dream big? Not just, I'd like a nice vacation, big. But, I could change my life, big? If it's been a while, don't worry, I'm here to walk with you, step by step. You're not too old, too tired, or too set in your ways. You're a Taurus, and that means you've got the strength of the earth itself running through your veins. The best part? The stars are lining up to prove it. So, tell me in your heart, what's one thing you'd love to see happen next? Hold that thought, because we're about to uncover how the universe is ready to make it real. Part 2. The universe's secret gift for Taurus. My dear Taurus, if you've made it this far, I hope you're feeling that little tingle, that whisper of possibility stirring in your chest. Now, let's pull back the curtain and reveal what the universe has been cooking up for you. Imagine the stars as a team of old friends who've been watching you all these years, your quiet strength, your steady hands, your heart that loves so fiercely, and they've decided it's time to throw you a party. Not just any party, mind you, but one that could shift the ground beneath your feet in the most beautiful way. Ready to see what's in store? Let's dive into the cosmic forecast tailor-made for you. A Taurus between 50 and 70. First, let's talk about the heavens. Right now, as we sit here in early 2025, the planets are dancing in your favor. Jupiter, that big, generous giant of luck and expansion, is moving into a position that lights up your world like a sunrise after a long night. Picture it rolling into your life like a golden carriage, ready to carry you toward new horizons. For Taurians, Jupiter's energy often touches the practical, money, home, passions, but it also nudges your soul to dream bigger. Meanwhile, Saturn, the wise teacher, is wrapping up a cycle that's been testing your foundations. It's like the final exam is over, and you've passed with flying colors. Now it's time to graduate into something extraordinary. What does this mean for you? 3 big areas of your life are about to get a cosmic makeover: your passions, your relationships, and your well-being. Let's break it down. 1. Passions and purpose. Oh, Taurus, you've spent years building a career, a family, a legacy. But what about that quiet dream you tucked away? Maybe it's the pottery wheel you used to love, the novel you started in a notebook, or the idea of turning your garden into something more. Jupiter's arrival is like a green light flashing. Go for it. I met a Taurus named Margaret, 64, from a small town in Oregon. After retiring, she turned her love for baking into a tiny online cookie business, just for fun. She said, 2 years later, her treats are shipped across the state, and she's beaming with pride. That could be you, whether it's a side hustle in Manchester or a painting class in Madrid. The stars are begging you to pick up that spark again. You don't have to leap, just dip a toe in. The universe will meet you halfway. 2. Relationships. Taurus, you're the glue in so many lives, the friend who remembers birthdays, the parent who's always there. But this year, the cosmos is stirring your connections in unexpected ways. If you're coupled, expect a rekindling, maybe a weekend getaway to re-spark that flame. If you're single, Don't be surprised if someone new waltzes in. A chance meeting at a cafe in Amsterdam or a community event in Atlanta could change everything. I heard from a Taurus in our Zodiac wisdom circle. Peter, 58, from Dublin. He joined a local hiking group on a whim and met a kindred spirit who's now his best friend. Open your heart a crack. Taurus, love, in all its forms, is knocking. 3. Well-being, you're an earth sign. Taurus, you thrive on comfort, good food, and a soft place to land. But as we age, the body sometimes grumbles, doesn't it? The stars are urging you to nurture yourself now. And it's not as hard as you think. Picture this: a gentle yoga class in a sunny room in Lisbon, a walk through the forests of Bavaria, or even brewing a new herbal tea in your Chicago kitchen. Small shifts can bring big energy. Jupiter's influence might even bring a health breakthrough, a new routine, or a doctor's advice that clicks. You deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and alive. Now, let me paint you a story to tie this all together. Meet Anna, a 62-year-old Taurus from Tuscany. For years, she tended her family's olive grove, pouring her soul into every harvest. When her kids moved away, she felt lost until last spring, when a friend convinced her to sell her homemade olive oil at a local market. That one step snowballed. Now she's teaching cooking classes, laughing with new friends, and planning a trip to Greece. Anna told me, "Sophia, I thought my life was winding down, turns out it was just waking up." That's the kind of surprise the universe has for you, not a lightning bolt, but a seed that grows into something lush and lasting. Before we move on, let's get real. Change can feel daunting. You might be thinking, "Sophia, this sounds lovely, but I like my routine." I get it. Taurus craves stability like a tree craves soil. But here's the secret: this isn't about tearing down your world. It's about adding a new room to the house you've already built, a space for joy, connection, or peace. The stars aren't pushing, they're inviting. So, tell me, what's one little dream you'd love to chase? Hold it close, because we're about to figure out how to make it happen. Part 3. Practical advice to embrace the change. Alright, my Taurus friend, we've peeked at the cosmic goodies coming your way. Now let's roll up our sleeves and get practical. Change can sound like a grand adventure, but I know you're wondering, how do I actually do this? Don't worry, I'm not here to toss you into the deep end. Think of me as your guide, holding a lantern to light the path, step by steady step. You're a Taurus, you don't leap blindly, you build bridges. So, let's construct one together, brick by brick, to carry you toward this life-changing surprise. Step 1. Look within. What lights you up? Start small. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, whatever soothes your soul, and sit somewhere quiet. Maybe it's your porch in Virginia, your balcony in Barcelona, or a cozy corner in Stockholm. Ask yourself, what makes me happy now? At this age, don't overthink it, let the answers bubble up. Maybe it's the idea of growing herbs, learning guitar, or finally visiting that castle in Scotland you've dreamed about since you were a kid. Write it down. This isn't a test, it's a love letter to yourself. I tried this with a Taurus friend, Elena, 67, from Montreal. She scribbled, dancing, on a napkin, laughed it off, then signed up for salsa lessons. Now she's twirling every Tuesday night, grinning ear to ear. Step 2. Make a tiny plan, one step at a time. You don't need a grand strategy, Taurus, just a nudge. Take that dream from step 1 and break it into a bite-sized piece. Want to paint? Buy a small canvas this week. Dreaming of a trip? Look up one destination online tonight. The key is to start where you stand. I'll never forget James, 55, from Birmingham, England. He wanted to write a memoir but felt overwhelmed. I told him, just write 1 page. He did, and now he's 50 pages in, beaming with pride. You've built empires before, Taurus. This is just a new corner of your kingdom. Step 3. Find your crew, share the spark. You're not alone in this. Tell someone, a friend, a sibling, your partner, about your little dream. Say it out loud. I'm thinking of trying this. Their encouragement will feel like wind in your sails. Or join a group, a book club in Boston, a gardening circle in Provence. Connection fuels courage. When Maria, 60, from Seattle, told her daughter she wanted to knit again, Her daughter bought her yarn. Now they knit together every Sunday. Who's your cheerleader? Reach out, they're waiting to root for you. Overcoming the buts, you're stronger than you think. I hear you whispering those Taurus doubts, but I'm too old. But I don't have the energy. Let's tackle those head on. Too old? Tell that to Vera Wang, who launched her fashion empire at 40 and dazzled the world at 70. Too tired? Small steps build momentum, you'll feel the energy creep back. Too stuck? You've uprooted bigger obstacles than this. Remember that time you powered through a tough year? You're not fragile, Taurus, you're forged in earth and fire. The stars are just handing you the match to light a new flame. A little challenge, start today. Here's my dare for you, before the day ends. Do one thing toward your surprise. Write that dream down, Google a class, text a friend. 10 minutes, that's all it takes. I'll be cheering from here, picturing you sipping wine in Lisbon or sketching in a park in Chicago. You're not just dreaming now, you're doing. And that, my friend, is where the magic happens. Part 4. Connecting with the Zodiac Wisdom Community. Hey, my incredible Taurus crew, we've been on quite a ride together, haven't we? From peeking at the stars to plotting your next big move. I hope you're feeling that buzz, that little hum of excitement about what's coming. But here's the thing, you don't have to do this alone. Over here at Zodiac Wisdom, we're a family, a tribe of starry-eyed dreamers who lift each other up. And I want you to be part of it. So, let's get cozy and chat, because this journey? It's even better when we share it. First, I've got a question for you, and I mean it. I really want to hear from you. What's simmering in your heart after reading this? Are you dreaming of dusting off that old guitar in your attic in London? Or maybe starting a herb garden on your balcony in Boston? Drop me a line in the comments on our Zodiac Wisdom channel, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you hang out with us. Tell me, what's your life-changing surprise? I'll be there, reading every word, cheering you on like the proud friend I am. And guess what? So will the rest of our amazing community, because when one Taurus shines, we all do. Let's make it fun. 2. I'm throwing out a little Zodiac Wisdom challenge. Share a photo or a quick note about that first step you're taking. Maybe it's the paintbrush you bought in Paris, or the hiking boots you laced up in Colorado. Tag us with hashtag Taurus Surprise 2025, and watch the love roll in. I'll spotlight some of your stories in our next video or post. Imagine seeing your name lighting up screens from Amsterdam to Atlanta. You're not just a reader, you're a star in this cosmic constellation we're building together. And if you're hungry for more, we've got you covered. Check out our Zodiac Wisdom Library. There's a video on Taurus strengths at every age that's perfect for you right now. Or a post on 5 Earth sign rituals for grounded growth. Dive in, leave a comment, tell us what resonates. Your voice keeps this community alive. Oh, and if you're new here, hit that follow button. I promise we'll keep the good vibes and starry wisdom flowing your way. Before we wrap up, let me say this. I see you, Taurus. I see your quiet courage, your big heart, your readiness for this moment. The universe is winking at you, and so am I. So, come join us, share your spark, cheer on your fellow Taurians, and let's make 2025 the year we all soar. What do you say? Drop me a yes, Sophia, below, and let's get this party started. Well, my beautiful Taurus friends, here we are, standing at the edge of something extraordinary. We've walked through who you are at 50, 60, or 70, a powerhouse of wisdom and grit. We've peeked at the cosmic gifts Jupiter and Saturn are dangling in front of you, new passions, deeper connections, a body and soul ready to bloom. And we've mapped out how to grab those gifts with both hands, one steady step at a time. But before I let you go, I want to leave you with a final burst of light, a little fire to carry into this next chapter. You, Taurus, are at a golden crossroads. The life you've built, that sturdy, beautiful foundation, isn't the end of your story, it's the launchpad. The universe isn't asking you to tear it all down, it's saying, look how strong you've made this, now let's add a new wing. A new color, a new song. Whether you're in a bustling city like Lisbon or a quiet hamlet in the Smoky Mountains, this is your moment. That surprise we've been talking about? It's not just a gift, it's a call to step into the fullest. boldest version of yourself. I know change can feel like a gust of wind rattling your branches. But hear me out, you're not a fragile sapling. You're an oak, a redwood, a cedar, rooted deep and reaching high. The stars are just the breeze, nudging you to sway a little, to dance. And oh, what a dance it could be. Picture yourself a year from now, laughing over a new hobby with friends in Berlin. Sipping tea from herbs you grew in Vancouver. Or telling me at Zodiac Wisdom about the trip that changed everything. That's not a fantasy, it's a future you can touch. So, here's my parting gift, a challenge and a promise. This week, take one tiny action toward your surprise. Tell us about it. Shout it out in our Zodiac Wisdom community with a, "Hey, Sophia, I did it, I'll be there," clapping like a fool. Because every step you take inspires us all. And the promise? The universe has your back. It's been watching you all these years, and it's ready to reward your steadfast heart. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. My Taurus loves, it's about learning to dance in the rain. And you're ready for the most breathtaking dance of your life. So, stand tall, take a deep breath, and step into this surprise with that gorgeous Taurus glow. I can't wait to hear all about it, because in our Zodiac Wisdom family, your victories are ours too. Go shine, you magnificent soul, the stars and I are rooting for you.